Right, hello lads and lasses, welcome back to Boys Down Underwear. Today we have got a bunch of little news stories from all over the place and brought to you exclusively from yours truly. It's another sort of midweek around the news video for you guys. Before we get into the video though, please remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It helps support the channel heaps and I would greatly appreciate it. But without further ado, let's get into it. So, first story on the agenda is about Gavin Strachan. Now, he is everyone's clear favourite assistant manager. His eyes never leave the computer screen, and he was actually rumoured to be leaving the club a couple days back. Now, who would be interested in appointing Gavin Strachan as their head coach manager? Daft if I know, but I somehow do know. And the club in question was actually Hartlepool United. They currently sit 17th in League 2 and wanted to appoint Strachan as their new head coach. Now, surprisingly so, Gavin Strachan actually turned down this offer and he decided to stay at Celtic, as reported by journalist Alan Nixon. Now, what this means and why am I telling you guys this? Well, it's a clear indicator that both Strachan and Kennedy must be loving working under Ange, and they must have a great working relationship with him, and they're wanting to stay here. Well, Strachan more importantly because he wants to learn under Ange, and I think it goes to credit to Ange's influence on them too. He could have came in and ordered a whole new backroom stuff, but he was happy, and he kept continuity at the club by keeping Strachan and Kennedy as his two assistants. And I have to say, it's how much of a difference has it made having them two here? I don't know, but certainly it hasn't been a bad thing, I guess we could say. And it's fair play, because normally whenever a club is calling for you to be their new head coach, it's usually an opportunity most managers will take, especially if you're stuck as an assistant manager. So the fact that Strachan turned that down and has decided to stay at Celtic isn't just, a sign of loyalty. It's an indicator to the influence Ange has had at the club. Now, staying on the coaching front, and we have more news to report, and these are from the Athletic United Kingdom, and they have suggested that the Celtic board have apparently earmarked two potential candidates or two potential managers of Celtic in the distant future. Now, the key word here is distant future, which is a synonym for long-term in footballing aspects. So by no means is this report, or am I saying that the board are going to sack Ange or not re-sign him. What I am saying is that they've identified two people who possibly in the future could take the reins full-time at Celtic. Now, the first is John Kennedy, who was interim manager after, Lennon's awful departure from the club, and by no means did he really change anything. Celtic was still awfully disappointing. We still hated watching our team lose, and he still remains assistant manager today because he couldn't get results, and that's fair enough. It was a hard job for him to take, especially the poor form we were in and the poor form the team was in. So that's fine. But John Kennedy, numero uno, first manager earmarked. Now the second individual isn't a manager as we speak. It is actually, assistant manager, but it's Scott Brown. Scott Brown, I know that literally, when I read the report, I was absolutely shocked. I did not expect that coming. But apparently, the report is suggesting that the higher-ups at Celtic had noticed when he was at the club how well he demonstrated leadership, and he'd actually helped out with the youth teams and coach them. So he's clearly demonstrated an ability to coach teams and his qualities to higher-ups at Celtic who have seen this, acknowledged this, and then put him down as a potential candidate in 5 or 6 years, once he's gotten more experience, not only just at Aberdeen, but at other jobs, and also, more specifically, once he's hung up the boots permanently, which could happen in who knows how long. Now, more into the news, and I think this is the news you guys all came from, and the news you guys want to hear, and it is about the signing of Reo Hatate. Now, this isn't going to be a scouting video on Reo. I've done one of them already. If you want to go check it out, you can click the link that is going to pop up over my head in 3, 2, 1 now. Magic of editing. Anyways, so we have an update instead regarding his transfer to Celtic. So obviously over the last few days, reports have came out that, Celtic are really heating up in their how would we say, pursuit of the Kawasaki Frontale Starlet. And that was really it. We didn't have really any details about it. There was just Celtic really Ange wants to complete the move in January. But yesterday morning, more reports did in fact follow up, and we have more specific news on how soon and what is going on with this deal. Now, what the main overarching thing is that this deal could be completed in the next couple of weeks. Now, there are a lot of factors as to why this deal is being completed now and not in January. Now, the first is COVID. Everyone's favorite disease. And we have a new strain of COVID, if you haven't heard, Omicron. Great. I'm learning the Greek alphabet through COVID. That's absolutely amazing. But since the Omicron strain has gotten out, it's forced Japan to lock down their borders and has got Celtic very concerned that it could jeopardize the deal for Rio to Celtic. So what basically has happened now is that Celtic have pretty much, I wouldn't say rushed, but they fast-tracked, completing the terms and deals with the player Rio, and they're still in discussions with Kawasaki Frontale in order to let Rio go early before his contract runs out, because his contract runs out at the end of the transfer window. Celtic want him at the start of it, and that's being done, I think, this week, and it's being completed this week. And what Celtic then need to do is they need to go and apply for a work permit for Rio because he's coming from Japan. Now, if you watch the scouting report video I did on him, or if you clicked off the video, went and watched it, came back to this video, which I really hope you did, when the rumors first broke out, you'll know I am very much for this deal. I think his versatility is incredible. The only thing I was skeptical about in that whole video, I guess I could say, was where he fits into the starting team, because predominantly a left back, and right now Josip Juranovic is absolutely killing it at left back. Then his sort of secondary positions are in the midfield, and our midfield is pretty congested at the moment with Turnbull, Rogic, McGregor, McCarthy, Nearbaton, and then you've got Sorrow and others. Well, so really, can I see him, walking straight into the starting team? If you shuffle a couple of things around, yes, I definitely can. But look, at the end of the day, I am not complaining whatsoever. Depth is key for Celtic, and depth will be key to win the league this season without a doubt. If Celtic can get depth, we will massively improve our chances of winning the league this year. And in every position, we need depth, and left back and midfield are two of those positions where we have depth, but not quality depth. So, looking at it, if Celtic can get him in the green and gold by January the 1st, then I guess we could be looking at a potential debut in a Glasgow derby. Something to think about, something to mull over. Now, elsewhere in the news, Celtic have been allocated their tickets for the Scottish League Cup final, and it's just shy of 25,000 tickets, and 25,000 tickets is just shy of half the capacity of Hampton Park. Now, this number absolutely smurfs the allocation given to Hibs, and the allocation to Hibs is around 17.5 thousand tickets, which naturally has left Hibs absolutely furious. They wanted equal ticketing, but if you look at it, to be fair, they could sell out 25,000 tickets, I think, to be fair. But, I think Celtic just have the majority of fans, so I can understand where the allocations is coming from. But Celtic have actually already, in fact, started selling out these tickets, because in the League Cup semi-final, we got 40,000 tickets allocated. That got sold out very, very quickly. So if you're in the ballot and you've got the chance as a season ticket holder to get a ticket to this match, then I really hopefully suggest getting your hands on one, because I expect them to be sold out by Friday this week, because 25,000 tickets, they're going to go quick to see Ange win his first piece of silverware in Celtic colours. But look, on the topic of cups, we still have one more last bit of news before this video wraps up, and Celtic got their draw for the Scottish Cup 4th round. We have drawn Alloa Athletic, and we are the away team, so it will be interesting to see whether Celtic can sell out their predicted 500 tickets out of a possible 3,000 ticket holding stadium. for that match. And look, as for the details of that match, you know, it will be played directly after the January winter break occurs. So Celtic will literally be back in action even sooner, which is absolutely great to see. And what it is it's shaping up to be, you know, one of those matches that is perfect to breed in new Celtic signings in the month of January, because the match after that, I think it's Hearts, and you don't want to be breeding in the new players then. Alloa Athletic, all respect to them, but it's the perfect game to bring to debut and to breed new players into the Celtic way of playing. And that is all from me. So remember to like the video, remember to subscribe to the channel, and that is all. So until next time, hail, hail.